Hello, hello, hello. It's Kirsten Liebelt. It's so good to see you guys. Come on in. Come on in. It is Wednesday. How are you doing? How are you doing? I would so love to know. We were off the last 2 days. OMG, I missed you guys, except for all of you that are in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. We were still doing the challenge in the group. So maybe I wasn't here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time like we are Monday through Friday, unless I'm traveling or there's a holiday. And I was in Vegas for the last 2 days. My husband had business there. And so I went with him and I kind of just worked a little bit in the sun, just a little tiny bit. But because I'm in Minnesota, you guys. So, like it's not even going to be 75 until like the end of May. I know what I need. Anyway, so I was still doing the challenge though from the group or from my hotel room. So at noon today, Central Standard Time, if you are in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, or if you want to be in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women on Facebook, this is our 23rd 5-day challenge. So we do an insulin resistant reset challenge every single month. This is our 23rd one. This should be very, very exciting for anybody who is looking for a track to run on, anybody who is looking for like a path forward, a way out, like to be able to go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, take back your health. Do you understand? That's what I'm talking about. So we'll do another challenge today. And I have some of you this is your 10th, 12th, 14th one in a row because you're understanding the assignment, girlfriend, and the assignment being that if you can attach 1 month to another month, kind of like a train, like train cars. You hook them together. And then what happens is you end up having success because you took maybe 1 or 2 nuggets. And then you applied what you could apply. And then in the next month, you took 1 or 2 nuggets and you applied what you could apply. And then do you get what I'm saying? Like every single month. So it has been very successful. I'm very, very pleased with all of the different results and with all of the different testimonies that y'all send me. It's so much fun. And I love teaching ingredient trade outs and how to basically do this. Listen, I'm Italian. I'm the one who should not have figured this out. I'm the one that this should have I thought it was going to be the hardest thing that I ever did. And it should have been the hardest thing that I ever did. And what I found out was that it wasn't. I actually was able to just trade out my pantry and still make all the foods that I love. And so today in the group, FYI, I take you into my pantry and my refrigerator. It's like a whole reveal. It's a reveal today. And we do this every month. So it's very exciting. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think that there is. So come on in, join in. Thank you so much. Hey, Summer, thank you so much for liking the live. I really, really appreciate you. You guys on TikTok, it's like a part-time job over there. Double tapping the screen. It's like, you just got to go, because that's how you can get information out on TikTok. That's the way it is. So every day, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I was raised by a type 2 dad who was insulin dependent, putting insulin injections into his belly. And he died at 63. And this has really shaped the course of my life in so many ways. And because of that, my goal, my mission, I've already helped hundreds of women. I want to help hundreds more. I want to help hundreds more. Like I want more testimonies. I want more women taking back their health and stop believing the lie that this is somehow like a sentence to medication for the rest of your life. It doesn't have to be that way. So I talk about 2 things and 2 things only: targeted supplementation to go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, and food ingredient trade outs. Okay. So today's topic, however, because we do this every day, remember. So today's topic is fat loss versus weight loss, and why the scale is lying and what you should be measuring instead. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing this today. There have been so many of you. I'm looking for hold on, I got to grab my little thingamajig. There are so many. I have this conversation with you guys a lot, so you know that this is the deal. Because I've been doing this for 14 years, working with supplementation and trying to get my life freaking in order. because like on TikTok, I actually did put up my before or after. On Instagram and Facebook, it's actually pinned at the top of my page. I just created it. So anyway, you'll see that. I entered my 50s as a total hot mess express. I didn't supplement. I didn't pay attention to nothing. I was so addicted to sugar, eating, my favorite would have probably been Trader Joe's kettle chips, salt and pepper, because they have garlic powder on them too. And then you eat that with something like Milk Duds at the same time. Or you do theater butter popcorn and you eat that with Milk Duds at the same time. Like that's where I was entering my 50s. Hello, welcome to my world. OMG. So in doing that, I very much went on my own journey, and I talk about this a lot, you guys, because I want you to understand it's okay to give yourself permission to journey. And it's also okay for you to set that scale aside for a season or potentially forever. It's going to be up to you, right? But listen, if you step on that scale and it triggers you, we have to shift what we're doing. And I want to give you a scientific understanding for why this isn't just mindset, although we have to wrap mindset around this. Okay. So Summer, thank you so much. Charlie, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it very much. Welcome in. Okay, hold on. I want to find my so sometimes the scale really ruins us. It really, really ruins us. Now I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s. And that was after my cycle stopped. But I needed to understand things like insulin is a hormone and it topples your other hormones. I needed to understand, like, how in the world was I ever going to lose weight if I didn't start paying attention to the right things? Now, praise God, I had a mother who was 100% Swedish and should have never been type 2. But because type 2 is actually not a genetic sentence, I spent most of my life thinking it was, but it isn't. She also ended up with type 2 and actually type 3. She ended up with Alzheimer's at the end of her life, and we took care of her for 5 years. However, when I was in my upper 40s, she's like, Kirsten, do you ever even check your sugars? See, I was gestational diabetic with my first baby. So I was taking my blood 4 times a day when I was pregnant. And I had a really, really large baby, 9 pounds, 13 ounces. He was big. And so she really got in my face and she was like, do you go to the doctor? Like, what's wrong with you? Your dad died when you were 30. Here you are in your upper 40s. You're not even paying attention to your sugars. Like, what up? And it scared me enough. She said it enough. So keep talking, people. She said it enough that it really made me start to assess like the wounds on my legs. Like if I got an owie, listen to me. I have grandbabies. That's my only excuse. I have grandkids. So, and I had an owie on my knee. I biffed it like last week. And so I was comparing my owie to the owie on my grandson's leg. So anyway, never mind. I digress. So I was assessing because my dad's wounds, they never healed. They took forever because that's a sign of type 2, right? He would pee all the time. He was thirsty all the time. Dry mouth, right? All of those things. I was really assessing myself. Am I thirsty because I'm normal thirsty because I ate food, or am I thirsty because something's wrong with my sugars? Oh my gosh. Am I peeing all the time? Am I peeing because I just drank a bunch of water? But was I drinking the water? I mean, this was my head. Like as I'm entering my 50s, like it was round and round and round she goes, right? Well, when I started to pay attention to insulin resistance, I didn't know the term. Still didn't, nobody was talking about it. Live video didn't exist. This didn't exist a decade ago. So I wasn't like listening to anybody talk about insulin resistance. I was literally going, okay, how do I do this? How do I deal with my food? I'm very emotionally attached to food. I'm Italian, blah, blah, blah. And I started to learn things like this. Insulin, when high in your body, blocks fat loss. Okay, well, that wasn't very exciting. Or maybe it was, because then I knew what I needed to fix. And having a sluggish liver blocks fat loss because your liver is your fat metabolizing organ. This is a Monday for me, you guys, because I've been not on for the last Monday or Tuesday, which normally I am. So these types of things started to like come into my view. And I'm like, oh, I'm not paying attention to the right thing at all. I'm paying attention to calories only. Calories play a part, but calories only, or I'm paying attention to like, counting points, or I'm paying attention to, am I doing enough high intensity cardio? No, those are like, throw them all out the window. That's not what to pay attention to if you are insulin resistant. If you are insulin resistant, it's a different game, people. Join in the right game so you can get actual results, okay? But the reason why I want to talk to you about fat loss versus weight loss is because, well, I'll get into it and then you'll find out. Okay, so you feel like you've been eating right, you're moving your body, you're feeling good until you step on the scale. And suddenly, everything feels like a failure. I want to free you from that cycle today. That's like my goal in the next 15 minutes. How can I free you from that cycle? Okay. So imagine your body is like a suitcase. Okay. When you lose weight, that scale number might go down because you dumped out some clothes, water weight, an old book, muscle, or even shook out some dust, impacted waste. But fat is the heavy winter coat that takes up all the room. And you want that out of your suitcase. That's what fat loss is. And it's way more valuable than just dropping a number. It's so, so valuable. Okay, so weight loss can include, we talk about this a lot. Just FYI, hit the follow button if this is something you want to hear about more than just now. I'm telling you this, we talk about this a lot. Losing weight can be water, muscle, fat, or impacted waste, and it fluctuates daily. And you could be sabotaging your efforts and being so mean to yourself in your head because of a stupid scale, which is like it's like viewing the world one-dimensionally. It's like viewing the world like just flat in front of your eyes. Like there is no dimension, there is no depth perception when you get on a scale. Okay. But if you start measuring yourself or you start paying attention to clothes or size, now we're talking about something completely different. Okay. So hold on. Fat loss means that your body is actually changing shape. It's shrinking in inches and getting healthier inside. So when I talk to you guys about the fat burner, the orange pixie stick, do you guys know what I'm talking about when I mention that? Many of you are on it. And I have, good morning, Patty. Good morning, Magda. Good to see you, or good afternoon. Yeah, good to see you guys. The orange pixie stick. This is what is helping so many people lose so many inches. It's like candy. It tastes like just like you would like a child. You have bought the pixie sticks, put it on your tongue every day. And I have tremendous testimonies, inches, like total, like, so it's going to help your fat, your BMI, your fat from like right under your bust down to like the top of your hip socket. So it's kind of your trunk area, which happens to be where your visceral fat lives. Liver, pancreas, stomach, intestines, right? It's the dangerous fat around your organs. So it's targeting that fat. And so people lose inches. So measure yourself, right? And what if in 90 days you could lose 6 inches in that section? Well, that's what's happening, but you're literally shrinking from the inside out. Okay. So fat loss means that your body is changing. You're changing your body composition. And all of a sudden, like your hips aren't sticking out as much and your waist is a little more snatched and et cetera. You kind of get the picture. Inches, and it's getting healthier on the inside. And this is what you want big time. Now, muscle is denser than fat. So you can be shrinking in size while the scale stays the same or even goes up. Because if you're doing anything with muscle, and my biggest concern with every single person, I just had this conversation with somebody over the weekend. She is on a semaglutide, and she said, I know you're not going to like that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? I'm not people's doctors, right? I'm just your friend having a cup of coffee with you. So I'm not going to ever put down somebody for the journey and wherever they are at mentally. It's like, we have to stop the whole shame game. That's a big core. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. It's a core value of mine. Okay. That we do this journey without shame. Okay. I talk about that a lot too. And, so I said, but my only concern with this is if you start to lose weight fast, you want to make sure you're preserving your muscle, because losing muscle, listen, girls, we can't lose our muscle. We can't afford to lose our muscle. This year, actually, I turned 60. And so my husband and I are being way more intentional. He's 61. He'll be 62 now. Way more intentional about getting in the gym and actually like building muscle, doing things that build my quads for longevity, building my arms, not because I want to be a bodybuilder, but because I need muscle here and I need muscle in my shoulders and in my back to support everything. Like I had shoulder surgery when I was 50, blah, 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 right? But as you get older, and now that I took care of my mom with dementia, I understand the game. The game is muscle. So you don't want to lose it. So if you are on a semaglutide and you need to preserve your muscle, I have a product that you are going to maybe want to know about. You can always reach out to me and ask me about it. Just say, hey, you mentioned that on the live, and then I'll get you a link to that, because there is something that you can take to preserve your lean muscle while you're losing fat faster. Okay. That's just a little side note, but you want to make sure, because you do want muscle, but listen, you're gaining muscle is going to change your scale in a good way, but your mind's not going to see it that way. Your mind is going to go, dang it, you're not losing 1 pound or, whatever. Or you gained. Oh no, you're doing everything wrong. Oh, you're such a failure. You're such a loser. That's not what's happening. You're getting the wrong picture. You're being given the wrong information to like even address your journey. And this doesn't even touch on body dysmorphia. It doesn't even touch on the fact that sometimes we've been overweight for so long, so many decades, that we even have a hard time assessing how our body is changing. It's a journey, you guys, but you have to give yourself permission for the journey. Okay. So let's reframe this. Okay. Let's start measuring. And I started doing this a few years ago, probably about 7 years ago. I got rid of my scale. I just was basically like, screw you. Because I was so tired of the da, 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 da. And that's my emotions, not my weight. Da, da, da. It's just like, OMG, like freaking get rid of the scale. And that was for me. And I thought, well, probably not for everybody else, but for me. Now, some people, you don't have that issue. So listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But for some of you, if feel is resonating with you, just track with me a little bit. Okay. So I got rid of my scale about 7 years ago and I started measuring. So do I have a measuring tape? I do. Here, hold on. I have in the past sent these out to customers. Okay. Especially people who buy the orange pixie stick for fat loss. And this is a fabric measuring tape. It's a no big deal, but this is a really good way. Measure these areas: your arms, your bust, your waist, your hips, and your thighs. That's number one. Number two, use photos, front, side, and back, and do it monthly. Front, side, and back, and do it monthly. Okay. Number three, track how your clothes are fitting. And this is where it can get very confusing sometimes, because maybe you're losing in your legs, but your waist is the same because your belly hasn't gone down yet where you want it to be. So you have to wear the same size pants, but it's fitting more loosely in your thighs. And you hadn't even noticed because you were so focused on your belly. You were so focused on the one area that wasn't changing that you missed on paying attention to the areas that were changing. Does that make sense? Okay. The next one is journal. Journal your energy, your digestion, your mood, and your sleep. I cannot possibly emphasize this enough. Even if you don't want to journal at first, like that's just mountainous for you. Get me. I understand. You have to like, I was not a disciplined person. I was not a journaler. I was not a supplementing person. I was not paying attention to my ingredients. I was eating whatever I wanted. It was all white. I love sushi, like everything, all of those things. Right. And then I slowly added in habits. So if you think you could do a little bit of journaling, even if you journaled once a week, and worked your way up. Like just start somewhere. But these are the things to journal, not the number on the scale. No, remember, you set that aside. And I'd be long before I threw it out. I had it in my closet for 3 years. Like I didn't throw it out right away. But these are the things to pay attention to. How's your energy? How's your digestion? Like, are you constipated? How are you doing with digestion? That could really mess you up. Bloated, inflamed, you feel like trash. Those are the things to pay attention to, right? How's your mood? Are you sleeping? Those factors, you have no idea how much those are impacting your ability to lose fat. You have no idea. And celebrate your non-scale victories. Celebrate. You guys, you have to be proud of yourself. Have you never been consistent before in your entire life to be a part of have a supplement routine, and now all of a sudden you nailed an entire month and you're like, who is this new person? Celebrate that you were able to tuck in a shirt for the first time. I got that testimony from one of my customers. Celebrate that you were able to travel without swollen ankles. That was one of mine. When I was able to travel without swollen ankles, man, that was a good day. And I just had a testimony come in from a customer who, remember last month, the magnesium launched. It's a triple blend magnesium. And she said, not only I'm trying to think of how she said this. Not only I was waking up 3 times a night with cramps, no more, those are gone. But more than that, I used to have to leave the house with a second set of shoes because I was going to have to change my shoes because my feet were going to swell. And now she doesn't have to do that. I mean, these are non-scale victories that mean everything to the quality of our life or what's taking up our brain space. What's taking up our brain space. And then that is the last one. So we have to do this journey without shame. And the reason why is because you cannot heal a body in shame. So this is a very big piece of the puzzle. We've been trained since we were 10 years old to believe that skinny equals success. But that narrative is tired and it's toxic. You are allowed to measure your journey differently now. You are not a failure because the scale didn't move. You are not lazy. You are in a healing season. Oh, the more people that grasp this, the happier I will get. And healing isn't always light. You need to have permission basically to pack away your scale for a while and see what you can accomplish just by measuring. Now, anytime somebody wants to take that journey to go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, the 2 tools that I talk about the most are the targeted supplementation. That's what I started with on that picture right there when I'm 50. I started with targeted supplementation because it was the only thing I could do. Charlie, thank you so much. I just really appreciate you. I didn't think I could trade out my foods because I'm Italian. I mean, I honestly really, really didn't. Had you told me when I looked like, and again, on Facebook and Instagram, it's pinned at the top. You can go look at it. Had you told that girl in that white shirt that she was going to lose 3 sizes in her 50s and that she was going to become somebody who was actually going to help other women, like I crawled out of the pit and now my hand goes down and I pull other women up out of that insulin resistant pit, I would have never believed you. Never in a million gazillion years, because even as I started to share about the targeted supplementation that I was taking locally, just with people that I worked with, and they started to get results, I was like, okay, well, that had to be a fluke. I had so much self-doubt because what did I know? Like, talk about poster child for sugar addiction and somebody who, like, my idea of supplementing was taking ibuprofen. No, I'm not joking. Or in my 30s, I took Metabolife. Metabolife, it got banned. That one. That was my idea of supplementation. So when I talk to people about using, hey, Claudette, good morning, Phyllis. Oh, interesting. She says that YouTube won't let her access my live. Thank you for telling me, Phyllis. from Arkansas. Good to see you. When I started my journey, I started with targeted supplementation because food was so mountainous to me. Like, really? Really? We're going to change out our food? Really? I don't think so. That pretty much isn't going to be me. That was me in my head. I never said it out loud. I just, so I did everything very quietly inside of myself as I took the journey because I didn't want the naysayers and I didn't want the negative Nellies and I didn't want all of the opinions about food that everybody else had. I had to do this between me and Jesus, and that's what I did. So if you want to launch forward, you can do one of two things. Get in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. We're doing a challenge right now. It's our 23rd challenge. I'm teaching you food ingredient trade outs. Today, I'm doing a pantry and a fridge reveal. Okay, like this is what I do every single month. It's our 23rd one. It gives you a track to run on. That's number one. Number two, targeted supplementation. And you can start one of a couple of different ways. The first one is, I always talk about the trio. And if you've never heard about the trio, they are 3 simple supplements that help with insulin sensitivity. They're super basic. They are just they're giving your body the raw materials to work from a cellular level. It's a completely different thought process than tapping on your pancreas, trying to get your pancreas to produce more insulin, or trying to, just have you eat whatever you want and not change out any of your food, just eat more fiber or, whatever, net carbs and none of that, because I feel like that doesn't teach you how to fish for the long term. And the results that I have received from my clients would be that they have not diabetic put in their chart. That's a goal, like the hashtag goal. Like, let's go from one to the other. So she started the trio in July, and in January, they put not diabetic in her chart. Now, I don't make claims. I really, really don't, and I can't. And I wouldn't, because everybody's different and you have many factors to your life. But this is why I always tell people, listen, did you know that I do phone consults? Did you know that you can message me in my messenger or my inbox in my inbox anywhere you can find me, or text me and say, listen, I was on your live. I have a couple questions for you. Would this work for me? I will help you customize so you don't just buy things that you don't need. But also too, then you get me in your back pocket. And I feel like that's a big value add for a lot of people who need somebody to hook arms with you and to journey with you. And that's important. And so I can understand that. So that's the trio. This is helping with bringing down insulin and sugars and the food noise. Shh, quiet the food noise. So if anybody needs the trio, you can always message me and say, I'd like a trio cart, or you can put trio in the comments on Facebook and I will see them. Instagram and TikTok, it goes away. If you want, now I just got back from out of town. So I took my gut primer and I put it in a container like this to take with me. So this is super lame, but I'm just going to show you my gut primer. So a gut primer is different than a greens drink. It's completely different. It has your pre and your postbiotic and your digestive enzymes, alkaline spices, fermented greens for breakdown. If you are constipated or you have leaky gut, you have indigestion, you had your gallbladder removed, this is like rescue your liver thought process. Rescue your leaching of nutrients thought process. Like, let's get you back absorbing your nutrients in the foods that you eat and in the supplements that you take. And the gut primer will help to move that impacted waste through your body. So I take a shot. I do it with a shot in the terms of, like, I take a glass like this and I put about this much water. This is mine from this morning, about this much water in it. I put my gut primer in there. It does not have a probiotic, so I can zhuzh it up with my frother, drink it down with my supplements, and then I take my probiotic. So some people are going to want a gut reset protocol. They're going to want to start there. And then you can always just message me gut reset. And the gut reset protocol would be the gut primer with a probiotic. You have to recalibrate your gut. So many people, you guys, your gut and your inflammation is stalling out your fat loss like crazy. Your liver is your fat metabolizing organ. If you do not deal with your liver, you can't lose fat. and you're wondering why you're so frustrated, and you're chasing the scale. You're chasing the scale. You're chasing numbers that are fluctuating with different purposes. It's telling you how much poop you have in your body. It's telling you how much water retention you have. It's telling you like how much muscle you have on any given day. It's not telling you the real story of what's going on inside of your body. So this is the probiotic that I take every day. And so these two together would be the gut reset protocol. This one goes on your tongue. They are alive. That's why you don't want to zhuzh them up. Keep them alive. On my tongue, kind of tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. Not going to lie. Kind of funny that is enjoyable to me. But I'm not the only one. I say weird things like that, and then you guys tell me it does, and I like it. So you're probably like me. So I get that. And so this is the gut reset protocol. And then the last piece of the 3 pieces, and some people do everything. Okay. Some of the best results, like Claudette's on here. She's 75 right now, but at 74, she did all of this. And from August 28th until January sometime, you can always correct me, Claudette, she lost 45 pounds. She's 74, now 75. So don't tell me it's your age. Don't talk to me about it's your metabolism slowing down, blah, 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 blah. Listen, if you can properly deal with your insulin being high, with your liver being tired, and with your, with sugars also fluctuating all throughout the day, if you can deal with the right things, if you can do it the right way, you can have different results. The last one is the orange pixie stick. So this is the fat burner. It's a clinical dose of an extract. It's actually created for a sports nutrition line. So it's not meant to, it's meant to target your BMI, your body mass index. So like your waist and your hips, and boy, does it. Tastes like candy. So if you like your supplements to taste like candy, this one's an orange pixie stick, just like you're a little kid. And you put it on your tongue once a day. Do it for 90 days in a row. Measure. Measure, 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 measure. Be disciplined enough to measure. You'll be happy you did. Then take a month off, because it is a thermogenic. So you don't want your body used to it. So right now I'm on my second round of 90 days. I'm losing inches again. I am so appreciative of that. And then I will take April 19th. I'm done with my second round, and I'll take another month off. So do round after round after round. And the beautiful part for you in your mind is that you are losing inches. The most important part that you're not even knowing about is that it's targeting that visceral fat. So I've had people give me their scans of visceral fat being lost. And did you know that's the most dangerous fat you can have on your body? It's active. It's alive. It emits inflammation and hormones. And so what's happening is fatty liver, fat around your pancreas, your stomach, your intestines. Let's get rid of that. What if you did round after round after round just for that reason? Just so you could have visceral scans that went down. This is how you take back your health. You stop listening to all of the marketing of all of the packages that promise you glitz and glamour and like jazz hands, ta-da! You stop listening to somebody who's 30 trying to tell you how to lose weight when you're 50, 60, 75. You start looking at everything through the lens of insulin resistance, telling it'll change everything for you. So your job is to not self-sabotage. That's always going to be your job. That's my job too, to not self-sabotage, and reach out to me. If anything that I said resonates with you, all you have to do is say, listen, I just have questions. Like, this brought questions to my head. Is anything you're talking about, do you think this would help me? And if not, then great, no problem, right? No big deal. Nothing wasted, nothing lost. But good information is always an advantage. Knowledge and good information is always an advantage. It is never a disadvantage. All right. So for everybody who is in the group, ditch insulin resistance for women. Coming up like in 24 minutes, we're going to be doing the pantry and the fridge reveal. So be there or be square. And I can't wait to do that. That's day 3 of the 5-day challenge. And then I'll be back here again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Everybody on TikTok, you've been amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you know of anybody, if you have a daughter-in-law, somebody that needs to hear this information, like the sooner the better. They're heading straight like a freight train into perimenopause. Will you share this information with them so that they can understand that they can actually stop shaming themselves over the number on a scale, and they can take back their journey and give themselves permission to journey well and to actually feel good through menopause, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, 75. You get the picture. All right. Have such a terrific day, you guys. Love you all. See you tomorrow at 11. You guys have been